Kaya nga,
Kasama
kanina
mo.
hindi ko alam kung paano ko siya sasabihin eh. Kasi, anyway,
Pero tuloy-tuloy lang ba to?
oo.
Okay.
So, saan nga ba yun? Nasaan tayo?
Health benefits of coffee.
Right, dietary.
So, it's also, well, anti-carcinogenic, regulates your heart, lowers your cholesterol, regulates your heart, lessens the risk for diabetes 50%, lessens the risk for Alzheimer's, lessens the risk for erectile dysfunction, cleans your kidneys, cleans your liver, and clean renewable energy.
What?
Kasi what you're expending in the usual sa atin, sugar. Yes, you get high energy, but yung crash and drain after.
Yung sugar.
That is bad for your system.
Right.
Kasi it will take toll on your kidneys, your liver, and so on. But here, what you're expending is caffeine. So it's a chemical compound. It makes you aware, focused, and more, replaces the feeling of you being sleepy. So more energy. And if you're drinking coffee, for example, pre-workout, less cramps.
Oh.
Then good recovery drink din siya rather than energy drinks. So ayun. So
And
going back.
parang matagal na siya sa civilization din ng human beings.
Oo, pare. Coffee
Parang,
built and destroyed civilizations.
oh shit.
Coffee, let's put it historically. Coffee brews conversations, innovations, revolutions, relationships.
Whoa.
How? Familiar with La Solidaridad?
Oh, of course.
Our paper.
The paper.
It was done, written, and quote-unquote published from a cafe in Spain.
They're having a coffee.
And then you're right. And then, iba yung alcohol eh. You would be dead by alcohol. Iba yung hanap mo doon. But French Revolution started in a cafe. The Western Revolution, if you're familiar with Boston Tea Party.
No.
So the Westerns, they were conquered by the English. So if you're under the English crown, you consume tea. So ginawa nila, long story short, they threw all of the all of the tea na ini-import from England sa Boston port. And they consume coffee. Why? Coffee is also an economic thing. Why? The Philippines was the 4th largest coffee producer in the world before.
4th?
World.
Damn.
Now it's 117, going extinct.
Going extinct?
90% of our provinces can produce coffee. But now it's down to 35%.
Holy shit. Because they don't know how
Walang
to...
awareness, walang education. Why? Ito pa.
Nawala.
Ito. To break your heart more, let's start with the very beginning. Familiar with IRI?
Eerie?
International Rice Research Institute.
No.
So the Philippines taught the whole world everything and anything about rice production, farming.
The
technology.
Philippines?
Yes.
What?
IRI, International Rice Research Institute, para siyang UN. Na if you commit a crime inside, you will be processed inside, not outside.
Okay.
Ganon siya ka, and it's international. Lahat nandoon. You know what's ironic? Ironic? We import rice.
We.
Import rice.
From other...
Yes.
Damn.
Hindi na tayo natuto. The
Damn.
Philippines taught Southeast Asia how to do coffee. Specifically Vietnam.
Southeast Asia? What happened?
Now, we import coffee. We import 10,000 tons of coffee a year. Do you know how much the market share is? 10 billion pesos.
Like, that's the amount na ginagastos natin just to import this coffee from other country.
Yes.
Just because we lost
Yes.
the knowledge, the wisdom to...
Not really just the knowledge. The knowledge is there. We still have farmers. Pero namamatay na din sila. But, yeah. Technically, yeah. But, ito yan, that is just green coffee bean.
Okay. Green coffee bean?
You haven't processed it. You haven't roasted it.
Okay.
You haven't packed it.
Okay.
You haven't distributed it. You haven't brewed it yet.
Okay.
Imagine half. O sige, wag ng half. Kasi...
Ng process.
No, I mean, the market share.
Okay.
Imagine half. O sige, wag ng half kasi Pinoy tayo. So, 10%, conservative. 10% of the 10 billion market share converts or transitions to local. You would put a huge dent. Kasi you cannot resolve social issues. Social issues is always there. Until there's humans, there's social issues.
Right.
But you would put a dent on a lot of things. Livelihood, employment, food security, GDP, agriculture, agribiz, agri-technology, renewable energy, climate change, which is not real kasi sabi ni Trump.
What?
and so on and so on and so on.
Grabe
Ganon
yung impact niya.
Ang impact niya.
Damn.
And you cannot go wrong in agriculture, in an agricultural country, in a nation of farmers and fishermen.
Right.
Now, for coffee itself, as a coffee, let's say innovations. Syempre. Of course, yeah, you could get your bright idea if you're drinking or doing something else or pero pag upuan mo na siya, coffee, cafe, yeah. Conversations, definitely. Yeah. Relationships. Syempre, if you meet someone new, you go outside, do something, drink somewhere, eat something. Pero kapag seryoso na, tara kape tayo.
Right.
Yan, you want to sit down, kayo na. Kayo mag-usap. Ano lang yan? You get to know more. In terms of religion, coffee is actually an Arabic commodity.
Arabic meaning from Middle East. Next start.
Ethiopia. Maraming
Parang
origins. Maraming coffee story origins. Pero let's stick with Ethiopia. Galing siya sa Ethiopia. So it's an Arabic country. So before, way back, Inquisition days, the Christians versus the Muslims. So the Muslims have coffee. Christians doesn't. They are not even remotely, aware. War.
Is this the story of the... sorry.
So war. There was a point in time na naiwanan nila yung kape. Gusto nang sunugin ng mga kasi it's infidel. But the Pope liked it so much, he baptized it.
The coffee?
Yeah.
Like the coffee green?
Coffee, the whole thing. So, coffee knows no bounds in terms of everything. Kasi everyone has their own cup. Literally.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And cafes are supposed to be, well, for us personally, that's why the setup is like this. Cafes are supposed to be philosopher's nest. Or you can converse, you can innovate, you can connect.
Right.
Sa pag kailangan mo ng spot na matahimik, in matahimik street, ito yan. That's why the cafe is set up as a community cafe, semi-speakeasy, and at the same time, more of hindi siya fast food. But of course, the main leader is coffee itself. Now, kape, here's another injustice and a heartbreak. Since there's no education and awareness na may kape ang Pilipinas that we can produce, or that we were before, fourth largest producer in the world. The only entity that purchases the coffee in the whole country, or even in the whole world, are middlemen and traders. So, for example, yung kape galing ng Batangas.
Okay.
So, they would accumulate yung green coffee beans, the unroasted, for as low as 3 pesos a kilo.
Okay.
So, the challenge about it is coffee takes 5 to 6 years before you can actually harvest. And coffee, you can only
Wait,
have
5 to 6 years?
yes, before you can harvest.
So parang hayaan mo na mag-grow yung plant before siya masabi mo na, okay, 5-6 years, ang
That's why
tagal.
coffee is the second most traded commodity in the world, next to oil.
What?
And oil is phasing out. Coffee would be number one because of renewable energy.
You mean,
Tell me out of 10, it's 9.8 that
wait,
drinks
renewable energy in terms of like yung,
coffee. Hydro, solar, wind, geo, lahat ng renewable. Kasi oil is mined from
right,
Mhm.
yung fossilized na
fossil
creatures.
fuels.
Right.
Yes.
But how did coffee became like
Kasi
source of energy?
no, not coffee as a
coffee.
source of energy. It's the second most traded commodity
Okay.
next to oil. And oil, phasing out na yan. So,
Should be.
Coffee would be number one na.
Okay.
Siya. Na we're so late. Na, syempre, the Philippines kasi if you see it, the Philippines currently is still in a post-industrial capitalist consumerist society.
Right. Parang mga 1980s.
Still. Na-stuck tayo.
Right.
Kasi syempre, technology came about, but we were not prepared for it. As, parang ano lang, Indians bigyan mo ng baril. I mean, not discriminatory, but it's the disconnect of people,
Yeah.
culture, technology.
Mhm.
Yun siya. And so yun, going back to the story, na after the bazaars, so we had a following from north to south. We did it for a couple of months. Ako, I went into it kasi pareho kami nasa corporate eh. I jumped first. So, Abby was, supporting us just in case it doesn't work. Now, come to a point na namin ang bazaars, namin ang pop-ups. From corporate to, the usual bazaar. Na parang, the market was asking, oh, do you have a cafe where we can, go and visit, drink coffee?
Like, nagbibuild na kayo ng tribe by this time.
Parang, wait lang, relax lang. So the market was pushing that. Kasi it's never been heard of.
Right.
Brewed coffee, manual, local, farm blended, farm roasted, specialty, in bazaars. Ngayon, dami na. But they still can cope with what, we started. But it's good kasi at least it's creating and it's progressing. That's a good thing. That's why we open source everything. So sabi lang, sige, relax lang kayo. So we did another pilot. So we progressed the business model into a shared co-working space. So we were just a brew bar. And then, we were a brew bar, small lang. Ito, yun lang ang lamesa namin. And a co-working space. So, yeah.
Parang yung mga A-space.
Parang ganyan. So, we opened the spot.
Perfect yun kung may
Yeah.
may coffee bar.
It is. The challenge was, na-overrun naman namin yung spot.
What do you mean
It became a
overrun?
coffee shop.
Oh, shoot.
Siyempre, nakakahiya naman. Inampun na nga kami. In-override pa namin. Diba? Kasi when people go for coffee, it's either one, or in pairs, or in groups. And kape, kwento, yan. Occupied na yung table. Wala na for co-working. So,
Right.
kawawa sila. So, ayan na naman. So, we had to progress again.
And syempre, hindi mo pwedeng i-cut yung mga customers mo na, hey guys,
Would you leave?
pwede bang stop muna yung enthusiastic conversation nyo?
For us, na parang, So, we built this one. After. So, full cafe. We got a kitchen partner and sa amin yung bar. And then the whole thing had to happen 50-50. Anyway, end of the day, yeah, so it's still here. And then, afterwards, we did a lot of other pilots. Opening a brew bar here, and we had our fair share of losses and wins. And then this Last year, yun, we implemented mad siargao.
Mad Siargao.
Kasi
Cool.
we wanted to have, 5 years before, we wanted to have a distro point for Visayas and Mindanao.
Mhm.
Kasi access to the north is easy.
Mhm.
May roads there. You can travel to the norte using bus lang. Here, you have to ro-ro, you have to plane, you have to and so on, so on, so on. So the
Mhm.
movement of the product is a bit challenging per se.
Mhm.
So if we have a hub there, which also we have a cafe, and also consolidation point siya ng beans, ng Mindanao and Visayas, it will be easier.
Yeah.
Kasi we also look at it na we want to build the Philippine coffee industry from scratch.
Cool.
Literal. Kasi wala eh.
Right.
Wala talaga. Lahat kanya-kanya eh. And
Pero parang embedded siya sa genes ng Pinoy na pwede siyang ma-unlock anytime. Na meron tayong culture na coffee. Nasa genes natin, nasa dugo natin.
it just needs time.
Ah,
So we take it one cup at a time.
nice. That's sweet. 1 cup of coffee at a time.
Okay, kasi it can be ideal, sure. Pero hindi pwedeng puso lang.
Mhm.
You have to be sustainable. Socially, ethically responsible, but highly sustainable. So coffee is second most traded commodity. And, you know, rather than hard sell the coffee, we don't. Tikman mo. Kasi hindi rin siya the same as other NGOs or non-profits work
Mhm.
na you exploit the community or the producer. For example, yung pity party na bayad kasi local, bayad kasi IP, no.
Alright.
The business model is even the most evil person should be able to purchase or get your product because it's good.
It's really, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
really good.
It's
And
good.
I like it. Parang ganun.
Now, what we did is, of course, we had to make sure na everything is sourced out. Diba? And this is the same in the whole country. This is going back to the heartbreaks. So, for example, galing ng Batangas, they would buy it for 3 pesos a kilo, at least. They would label it Barako Batangas to fetch for a higher price.
Parang Barako ata yung pinakasikat na.
Kasi sikat.
Yun ata yun, right?
Ah. But that's actually product appropriation kasi you used the name of the province and its people. Maganda kung lagay mo yung brand mo and then yung traceability kung saan nanggaling at sino process. That's good. That's even better. Second is, bakit mas mahal ang local coffee kaysa international coffee? Why? The middlemen and the traders, they sell it for at least 300 to 1,000 pesos a kilo.
300 to 1,000 a kilo.
And nothing goes down to the producers and farmers.
Wala na pupunta sa kanila. What?
And of course, it kills the industry.
What the fuck? So these farmers, they don't get paid well by but the
So if
traders.
I was a farmer, hindi kita tangga yung farm ko ng 5 to 6 years for 3 pesos a kilo. What I do as a farmer is I shift to cash crops, fast crops. These are fruits, vegetables, flowers. Fast yield, band-aid ROI. Why? Kasi end of the day, I need to put food on the table.
Mm.
Kailangan kumain.
Mhm.
Pamilya ko kailangan kumain. Ako, kailangan kumain.
Mhm.
And other things pa. Land conversions, land grabbing, injustices in terms of, and so on and so on. Marami. Rent tagging, and